Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to the Pranzata podcast. I am your host, Andrea Pranzatelli. This is episode number 48 on my podcast series here on YouTube. I have a guest today, like I was saying in last week's episode. I have Albert Davis. He is a comedian from Philadelphia, so I'm really excited to have him here. I am honored that he came all the way here to New Jersey to do a podcast. Before we get into it, if you're new to this podcast, I interview comedians, musicians, and artists and entrepreneurs from the New Jersey, New York, and Philly area. So don't forget to hit subscribe. Don't forget to hit like, and don't forget to comment on anything as we go along the conversation. Leave a comment in the comment section. But anyways, Philadelphia. So how long did it take you to get here? Out of curiosity?
It wasn't even that bad. It was like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Nice ride. It's a very nice area you drive through.
Are you pretty much used to driving a lot by now because you're a comedian?
I drive a ton, yeah. And I don't like to drive.
Really?
No, I don't like driving. I like being in control of the car. I like that. I like being in control of the movement. But I don't really enjoy driving. Like, some people are into driving, you know. Like,
I wouldn't say I'm into it. Like, I think the people who are into it, like, they like nice cars and like driving on the countryside, and they like fast cars. Yeah. I'm not into driving that way, but I like driving. Like, I'm not like obsessed with it, but I do like it sometimes.
Yeah, I can drive a little bit, but you're right. Like, I drive. We drive a lot, you know.
You drive just get used to it. You drive to Manhattan a lot, right?
Yeah,
you had
Manhattan.
a gig in Manhattan.
Yeah, I was just on Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah,
shit. Yeah, it was just.
Did that end up still going on because of the snow?
No, yeah, it happened.
Oh shit! Wow.
Yeah. People showed up. Not everybody likes football.
Yeah. Honestly, none of my friends, like, I don't know how it is with comedians necessarily, but I'm mainly a musician, and I feel like none of my musician friends watch football.
Yeah, I don't think artists are into musical artists. A lot of comedians are like, I don't give a fuck about football.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what that's all about. I do know some comedians like sports. I think Bill Burr likes sports. I don't know if you're a Bill Burr fan.
He's cool.
He's like big into sports.
I mean, I do like sports. I just don't. Football's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a football game's like fucking 4 hours long. They're long as fuck.
Do you like any sports whatsoever?
Yeah.
What do you like?
Basketball.
You seem athletic. From what I can see on your Instagram, you seem like an athletic type.
Yeah, I do athletic stuff.
What do you work out? Like, what do you do?
I work out a lot. Yep, I work out. I do jiu-jitsu. I used to play a lot of basketball. I don't basketball anymore. And I play a lot of golf.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Is that physically, like, is there a physical fitness aspect to golf? Or is it more?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah. Well, you got to like. Yes, it's hard to explain, but like, if you're standing on the side of a hill or you're standing in these different angles, you got to be strong. You got to be able to swing pretty hard, pretty consistently. And it's like, if you look at a golfer now, like a professional golfer now, you can tell that like the level of athleticism is way above what it used to be.
They probably have to walk a lot too, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, they walk all day. And, they like working out. Like Tiger Woods was like the first one to like really start working out hard, and he was really good, so everyone kind of followed suit. And
Are you into like the nutrition aspect of fitness as well, or not so much?
Yeah.
Yep. What's your thing? Like,
what's my thing?
Are you on a specific diet, or you just kind of watch what you eat in general?
No, so I don't like to say like I am this or I am that. Like I'm a pescatarian. I don't like to say that. To label it. So what I'll say is though, right now the protein I consume is fish. Okay. So pescatarian lifestyle, we'll say.
I went through something like that. It went through. I sound like it's like a
like
problem.
A college phase.
Yeah, like no. I last year I did the Okinawa diet. Now I kind of do it. I still do it, but I do it Monday through Friday, and I kind of cheat on the weekends. Do you give yourself a cheat day?
I cheat. I don't like eat a steak on the. I still stick to that, but I'll eat cook. I love cook. I have a sweet tooth.
Do you really?
I like brownies, cookies, and shit like that. And if I'm smoking weed or something, I can eat a lot of shitty food.
So you smoke weed, but you don't drink.
I don't drink much.
Okay.
I had a beer on Sunday.
Okay.
I had some whiskey and a beer on Sunday.
Okay.
But I probably won't drink again unless I have a good reason. Like, I don't come home and think, I'd love a beer.
It's not your first go-to. I feel like that's common with comedians. They don't drink for two reasons. One, some of them are just alcoholics and had to quit.
Yep.
I've had so many comedians on this podcast who shared that story that they were recovering alcoholics. And I always asked them, like, how could you be a comedian and go to bars? And then I realized that there's so many comedians that are also ex-alcoholics that they have so many sober friends to be with. there's that, and then I think a lot of it too is people who smoke. A lot of people who smoke weed just prefer smoking weed over drinking.
Yeah, like a lot of people don't like get stoned and then go get hammed up.
It's too much.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. You're talking about. I was talking to someone. I didn't even realize. People who are like recovering alcoholics or in recovery, it's a lot. It takes a lot of energy for them to like. I don't know if energy is the word, but a lot of focus for them to like stay on the beaten path. I always thought that like they kind of like sobered up and it was like easy.
It's something they have to deal with.
Yeah, every day it's a struggle, and I really commend people who can like see that through, and even like being in a bar, that's a very strong will to be able to go out and do that. Yeah,
shit.
Yeah,
I guess I have a weird. I was talking about this with one of my friends. I have a weird relationship with addiction because I. For example, I could smoke a pack of cigarettes a day. Like I could have one full pack of cigarettes today and then not smoke it again for like 2 months. Yeah. And then go on a binge again. I'm like a binge addict.
Okay.
And I don't know what that is, or I don't even know if that really even makes me an addict, because if I was truly an addict, I wouldn't be able to put down cigarettes ever.
Right.
So I don't even know what that's all about.
Do you like ever experience like a withdrawal kind of thing if you don't get a cigarette?
No, it's very strange. But like it's like I just want to indulge and I want to, and I'm kind of like that with coffee, and I had to quit coffee. Maybe I do have like a little bit of an addict gene or something.
You quit coffee? That's a tough one.
But I didn't now I drink. I was gonna say now I smoke it. Now I drink it. But there was a point in time where I was having like a pot of coffee a day.
Really?
And I just quit cold turkey. No, not cold turkey. I think I weaned myself off. And then now I do drink coffee again, but I've learned how to control it. I drink like 3 cups a day, which is probably a third a pot or something like that.
I mean, I love coffee.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I love coffee.
That's one vice that I can't.
Coffee is really, really good.
It's really fucking good. I even like prefer the mornings just to drink coffee because I know I can't drink it at night. So I'm just like, sometimes I'll go to bed early just so I know I could be closer to coffee. If that makes any sense.
No, I like you go to bed early so the morning can come sooner.
Yeah, because or it doesn't actually come sooner, but in
your head it comes sooner.
It comes sooner in my head.
Yeah, no, well, coffee's fucking great.
Do you know what that reminds me of? Have you ever gotten like when you get surgery, they give you anesthesia? Have you ever gotten that before?
Yeah.
I was talking to my sister about this because I think she has to get a procedure. I don't know how you experience anesthesia, but when I got it, it literally. Like when you go to sleep, you can, even though you're asleep, you can kind of feel that it takes 8 hours or whatever. When I took when the doctor gave me anesthesia, it felt like 1 second. It felt like you black out and wake up a second later.
With stitches.
Is that how you felt?
Oh yeah, there was no dream. It was like I went to bed and I woke up and I was like, oh, you guys are here. Like, what the fuck?
It's crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty.
And they like do a countdown. What did they do? Did they count you down?
How did it work? You know what? I don't even remember. I know they usually count down from 10. How the fuck did they do it? So I remember when I was a kid, I had a surgery. I was breathing on a balloon. Yeah. Is that how yours, or was yours an injection?
It was an injection.
So now that's just an IV when they put the injection.
Yeah.
I don't know if they made me count down, but I remember I was looking at this guy, the surgeon, and he's like, okay, you're gonna, or I guess he was probably the anesthesiologist. Yeah. And then I woke up and it was like,
it feels like for anyone who's listening to this, if you've never had surgery and you ever get it, it's the freakiest thing. You just take they give you the shot or whatever and you just wake up. It's fucking freaky, and you wake up with like a new pair of tits or whatever it is that you're doing. What kind of surgery did you get?
The last one I had was actually pretty nasty. I had MRSA.
What is that?
It's a infection. Like a flesh eating, kill you if you don't catch it in flesh. Yeah, it's fucked up.
Like a bacterial infection?
Yeah, I got it. I think I got it from like a jiu-jitsu from the mats.
Oh, I've heard about that before.
Yeah,
I've actually heard. And there's something else too, but I don't remember what it is.
Staph.
What is that again? MRSA. Someone's told me.
I don't. I think MRSA is the worst of the two, but the mats. Yeah. I mean, they're kind of warm and sweaty, and there's just a lot of shit on them.
That's why people clean yoga mats.
Yeah,
I never.
Yeah, you got.
I never took that seriously, but I guess I should.
Well, I think if it's your yoga mat, you're good. I don't know if you could like MRSA yourself.
Sometimes I would go to the gym and just use yoga mats without.
Yeah, like that's why you're supposed to wipe down a machine. Like, do you wipe down machines?
No, I have to. It sounds selfish, but I mean, first of all, I don't really go to the gym much anymore because
I don't either.
Yeah, I work out from home mainly, but when I was in the gym, I don't think I ever wiped down the machines.
I wasn't the machine.
I did, but
I wasn't the machine wiper down or whatever, like, because I never felt like I was sweating a lot. I didn't feel like I had put enough.
That's what I thought it was. I thought it was like
the sweat thing. Yeah.
But now that makes so much more sense.
I think it's more like but I just felt like I never put too much sweat on the machine that the little air couldn't take out.
I'm not a sweat lady. I was gonna say sweater, but that just sounded stupid. I'm just not I'm not a sweat bitch either. One of my friends that I would work out with, she thought I was crazy. I actually take showers before I work out.
Is that right?
It's so weird. But
so you get the MRSA off before you, okay. And then you just tell people, don't worry, I showered before I came. And they're like, what the fuck?
Not even for that, but because I don't want to, I can't focus on a workout if I feel dirty.
Okay.
Like I don't think working out makes you dirty. I don't think, because I don't sweat a whole lot.
Uh-huh.
So if I sweat a little bit, just put on deodorant. What's really dirty about sweat? I feel like the only reasons to shower are taking a shit and having sex. Those are the only things you need to shower.
Those are good, yeah.
But like if there's cum all over you or shit
all over you, caked up in there, just kind of mashed in places.
If there's cum all over you from taking a shit and shit all over you from having sex, no. Those are the things that are dirty. But I feel like sweat to me doesn't feel dirty, so I don't.
Well, workout sweat isn't dirty.
That's
workout sweat is just water.
Yeah, as long as you put on a little deodorant, you're good to go.
Or like if you don't like this, if you just like if you work out and you're sweating, and you just go rinse off.
Yeah,
you're actually probably fine.
And actually, my hair always looks better.
It looks better. Is it got a glow?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, but obviously,
yeah.
do you buzz your hair because you prefer, or is it like you have a bald spot that you're?
Well, now I am going bald.
Okay.
But I was cutting my hair when I was in college. When I was 21, I started shaving my head.
Yeah.
So most people know me as bald. But now, if you look closely, it's going away.
My dad shaved his head because he was going bald, and for the longest, he tried to like just have a bald spot and like comb his hair over, and then he's just like, "What am I doing?" You got to shave it, and it's actually not it looks great. It's not a bad look.
Bald?
Yeah, I think guys look great bald. I don't. I feel like if you have a bald spot, just shave your fucking.
Just let it go. Let it go.
Stop being a bitch.
I don't even. All right, in the black community, being bald is very common.
Yeah.
Shaving. Like I remember little kids, you'll see them, they're bald.
Yeah.
I feel like in the white community, white people want to hang on to their hair very, very, very long.
Yeah.
Like will fight.
Yeah.
That fucking comb over shit and wearing a hat all the time and
get the hell.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that women don't experience. I mean, some women do very rarely, but I'm so glad that females don't lose their hair. Can you imagine like? I feel like men could pull it off because of the bald thing, but can you imagine if women had bald spots? That would be devastating.
Yeah, I think so. I think some women do experience bald.
My grandma did. Oh my God, I hope it doesn't skip generations because I don't want to lose my hair. But no, I think it happened to her. No. She went bald, but it wasn't. I don't think it was genetic. I think she didn't like something about her hair, and she wore a lot of wigs. And because she wore a lot of wigs, that's why she went bald.
All right.
I think it had something to do with that, but. Yeah, you're right. It does happen occasionally.
Yeah.
What is it about? I mean, I wish we had a Google person to check this for us, but I kind of wonder what is it about men specifically that they go bald? Is it something to do with
I think it's
testosterone?
The testosterone thing.
Yeah.
I think it's I think that's what. And I think if you go bald younger, I think you have higher testosterone.
Okay, so I guess that's a good thing that my dad went bald. He went bald when he was like 26 or something like that. So maybe he had higher testosterone.
Good to go. He could probably still procreate into 100. Yeah, he's good. I think that if you're losing your hair, let it go. Just let it fucking. Like, have you ever seen a guy and been like, that fucking comb over is just my God. Like, look at that thing. It starts on his right ear and it goes all the
older they get, it gets worse and worse. It looks so unattractive.
Like, that swirls to the front and covers the back. It's like, I want that shit. You've never thought that, right?
No, absolutely not.
And bald people are attractive. I know people think it's very attractive to be bald. So
yeah. What about women with pixie cuts? Is that your thing?
My girlfriend has a pixie cut.
Does she really?
Yeah.
I had a pixie cut. I had a pixie cut a couple years ago, and I feel like I got so much more female attention than male attention.
Oh my gosh,
does she get a lot of
all fucking
women?
Day.
I don't know if it's like lesbian women, but women. No, some of it's lesbian women, and some of it is women who wish they could do it. They're like, oh my God, I wish I could do it. I want to do it so bad.
She gets all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. Hey, I just want to let you know I love your hair. And then she gives me that look and I'm like, okay, I mean, it looks nice. Her hair looks she's a very pretty young lady. Yeah. Her hair is very nice.
Yeah.
And it's short, but she pulls it off like.
How did you meet your lady?
In the gym.
Oh.
In the gym.
Did you? So how did that work out? You did she come up to you? Did you come like as a guy?
Man,
don't you feel weird going up to a woman in the gym?
Well, she worked at the gym. She's a trainer.
Oh, that's different.
I had seen her in the gym, and I was like, oh, I got to say something, you know. But
yeah.
Every time I see her, she's working, you know, because she's training people.
Yeah.
So one day I was working out, and she was working with someone, and I just said, hey, when you're done talking to that person, can I talk? Or when you're done working with that person, can I talk to you? And then she was like, yeah. But then I had to leave the gym and go back to work. So anyway, we missed our opportunity. And then she walked up to me like 3 days later and was like, hey, what do you want to talk about? And I was like, oh, fuck. And then we started talking, and I was like, oh, we should go out totally like tomorrow. And then we went out, and then. Do you think
she liked you too, and that's why she came up and was like, oh, so what do you want to talk about?
Yeah.
That's so cool. Dude, good for you for like putting yourself out there like that. Because I feel like it could be iffy at the gym, because I've had guys approach me at the gym when I'm working out, but I think it's a little bit better that she was behind the desk and you guys probably already had like a rapport with each other.
Yeah, so we had seen each other. She probably saw me staring at her a little bit, but you know, at some point. I think you're right though. Gym etiquette is really fucked up.
Yeah.
Would it be safe to say that there's not like maybe like 0.5% of women in the gym want to be approached by a man?
It's very like, I remember I would have this one guy at the gym. I think he must hit on so many women that he forgets that he hits on the same ones twice, because every time I would go there, he would ask me like, oh, cool tattoo. What's the story? And I'm like, I'm just trying. First of all, do you have any tattoos?
I do.
Do you hate when people ask you what the story is? Because I fucking hate that.
Yeah. Leave me the fuck alone. I don't really like when strangers talk to me anyway. I'm not a big fan of that, but I don't like when people will motion towards them. Yeah. Like oh, what was the fuck is going on? What the fuck are you touching me for? I don't like that. How many tattoos do you have, and how visible are they?
I don't know how to answer the question because I have a sleeve. So to me, it feels
so you have
like
a series
one tattoo. It doesn't feel like it feels like one thing. So I guess one. Nice. And then I have a second one on my between my tits. I guess I don't know, my chest. What do you call it? Like clavicle? I don't know.
This thing right here. Yeah. Sternum.
Sternum. I have a sternum tattoo.
Okay.
What about you? What do you?
Half a sleeve up to here to the chest. Kind of that's almost the same. Not the same image, but the same placement. Yeah. There's some writing that goes across my traps. Now here's a real interesting one. Yeah. There's a tattoo on my ribs that is currently being removed.
Why? Why are you removing it?
Because I got it before I had a daughter. Okay. And what is it?
And you wrote that you never want kids.
I hate kids. No, it's an angel who is kind of scantily clad. Is that what it's called? Like, because angels are she's not naked, but she's covering. She's slutty. She's covering herself like this. She has like black gloves on, like slutty gloves or whatever. This slutty little angel. And I always felt like I just wouldn't want me and my daughter to go to like a pool party or something. Yeah, if you're like
cuddling or like, you don't want her to see it.
Yeah, exactly. Or another parent has like, oh, he's got that tattoo. He's a weird. So I was like,
does your daughter ask you about your tattoos? Like, Daddy, what's this?
Did it hurt? Maybe she asked once or twice, but she's going to probably end up having tattoos because I have several. Her mother has several, and her stepmother has several. So
listen, as long as you, because my little brother wants tattoos and he's 18. I told him my advice to you is wait till you're older to get them. Like even when you're 18, you can legally get a tattoo. I feel like you don't know yourself at 18 enough to know what to put on your body. You know what I mean?
Gosh, I even remember like the fucking ideas I had when I was 18. Do you remember like I wanted tattoos that I saw like Mace the rapper.
Oh yeah.
Like I wanted tattoos like that he had, because I'm from Harlem. I was born in Harlem, and he's got like this Harlem World tattoo. Yeah. Like I was like maybe like one song away from getting a Harlem World tattoo on my God, arm. Yeah. Yeah, that wouldn't have been. I wouldn't have wanted that.
So why did you move to Philadelphia?
Oh, so I was in New York, and then I was in upstate New York.
Okay.
And then a girl I dated got me to Philadelphia.
Okay.
I don't date that person anymore.
Oh, well, at least, hey, everything
She's
happens for
She's got me. Right. Most men move because of women. Well, at that age, when you're like in your 20s, most men make most decisions because of women.
And do you like Philadelphia now that you've moved there?
It's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's, no, it's good. Philadelphia's a good city.
Yeah.
Crime's a little high right now. It's kind of fucking scary.
I think it's like that everywhere though. I think it's all the cities.
Everybody's killing themselves. Yeah.
How would you how do you compare the Philadelphia comedy scene to the New York comedy scene? Like, what are they like? Like, how would you describe them?
Well, when I moved down, I wasn't doing comedy when I moved.
Oh.
From New York. I moved from New York when I was like 20 some years old to Philadelphia.
Oh, so you weren't doing.
So
comedy's a relatively new thing for you.
Fairly new, but how old am I? I'm like 30. I'm 38.
No way. You look great for your age.
Thank you very much.
I mean, I'm not that far behind you. I'm going to be 34.
Yeah.
So.
You look great as well. You drink a lot of water.
I do drink a lot of water. I have a bottle of water here.
Yeah.
But I do smoke a pack of cigarettes once in a while. But besides, I see, that's the thing. It's weird. I think it all balances itself out.
Yeah.
Like, some of my friends probably think I'm fucking crazy because like they'll see me post on Instagram like this healthy smoothie and this, and then they'll see me like at a bar like
sponsored by Philip Morris.
Like it's but I think it kind of balances itself out, like the way I take care of myself, because I do work out every day.
I know you work out every day
because
I see it on
like
the Instagram.
Is that annoying? Is it annoying to see people post their workouts?
I don't think it's annoying.
Okay.
It does. I was actually talking to my friend on the way down here. I've got to a point in my life where if I see someone trying to better themselves, I'm not throwing salt at it anywhere near that. I think that's what it is for me.
Like, I don't want to be that person that who's like, get out there. Like I don't want to annoy people, but I think I just do it to hold myself accountable, because it's like, all right, I have these people, they're expecting it. Like, that's kind of how
I'll never shame anyone for bettering themselves and working out. You're bettering yourself.
Yeah.
You know, and I've seen what you put. You also aren't doing an intention grab when you put your workout stuff. Today
I did post a picture in like shorts, but I don't typically do that. Yeah. Like, I don't know why I did it today. I think I was just like, oh, I see progress and wanted to put it, but I'm not like some girls are just like,
yeah, it's like, hey
at the gym.
Yeah. Are these shorts too small for the gym? And it's like, come on, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like,
some girls like, I have this great like squat move, and it's like, girl, we're just.
We know, look, we're all watching, we're all looking at it. Everybody's looking at it. You know, we all know what it is. Yeah. So if you're not doing an intention grab and you're like bettering yourself, I don't think that's a negative thing.
Yeah.
You know, that's positive shit. You know, which I think everybody in the world needs some fucking positive vibes. Like waking up and, you know, if you open your Instagram and you see that's something positive. If you let that manifest as something positive or motivational for you, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can determine how negative it is by where your headspace is at.
Do you follow a lot of comedians and stuff like that, or do you follow a lot of inspirational people on Instagram?
I don't follow a lot of inspirational people. I follow comedians. Mm-hmm. My friends, though. Like, I don't think I follow like the big like I don't follow Bill Burr. I don't even know if Dave Chappelle has Instagram. Maybe he does.
I don't think
maybe
he does. He might now, but I think he didn't have it for the longest time, as far as I know.
Yeah, I follow the people I know, and I try to support the people I know. You know, Dave Chappelle doesn't need me as a follower. I like him. You know, who
are your top guys like that you look up to
in comedy? Like, well, Dave Chappelle. I mean, he's been my favorite for a long time.
Yeah,
like. Was it Killing Me Softly was his special many years ago.
Oh my God, yeah.
Me and my whole family were listening to that shit. I like Sebastian Maniscalco. He's fucking great.
Yeah.
I like Jim Gaffigan.
Oh yeah.
Anthony Jeselnik.
Wait. Yes, I know him.
I like Anthony Jeselnik. And I mean, there's probably a million others, but those are the ones that I'm like, those guys just know how to fucking do it. You know what I mean? They just, because you know, with comedy it's weird. Like there's like your upper echelon, top notch fucking killers, and then below that there's a lot of people, and sometimes you don't even really know who's better.
Yeah,
you know, we're kind of all just in that area of like pretty damn good, but we're not.
Dude, sometimes I see people in the beginning level that are fucking awesome. I just think there's so many comedians now that there's no, even some really good ones, there's no way that everybody's gonna make it successful.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You're 100% right.
But I've seen some like amateur shows where they have some really good comedians on.
Yeah, some people.
Your friend from Philly was fucking phenomenal.
Was that Xander?
Yeah.
Black fella?
He was great.
Xander Hobson?
Yeah, he had me cracking the fuck up the whole time.
Shout out to Xander Hobson.
I almost did his show in Manhattan.
Oh, you didn't do it? You didn't go?
I was scheduled to go and I got COVID.
Oh, that's right.
So I felt really bad, but I was like,
do it next month.
I could do. I told him I would call him back when I'm ready to go again. I'm out of practice now, so I don't feel. Someone asked me to do a show the other day, and I was like, dude, I had COVID and I haven't been in practice since. And it's been like, I've been out of practice for 2 months. I haven't gone to an open mic in 2 months. So I'm like, I don't want to be thrown on a show until I'm doing open mics.
Until you're feeling like you got this shit.
Yeah, I want to go back to it and do like at least once a week open mics before I do a show again.
Are there? Where the fuck are? What is this? Somerville,
like,
New Jersey.
Somerville. It's central Jersey. I would say the nearest city would be like New Jersey City. I guess the nearest Jersey type city would be New Brunswick.
Okay.
I don't know if you're.
Princeton is fucking tight.
They have a comedy scene in Princeton?
No. I had to drive through Princeton.
Oh, you've never been in Princeton?
Not much. That place is fucking great.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, it's expensive, but it's gorgeous.
I imagine it's very expensive. Nice place, though. I dig that.
That's the thing with driving to Philly is that there's no way, there's no fast way to get there for some reason. You have to go through back
you guys
roads.
get a lot of winding roads.
It's a pretty drive.
It's pretty. It's like upstate New York. Yeah. I mean, you get in the car, you put the reggae music on, you hit the vape pen, and you just cruise. It's not a bad thing at all.
You have a vape pen?
I do have a vape.
Is it a weed vape pen or is it a cigarette?
Yeah, it's a weed vape pen. Why, you want some weed?
No, I want a cigarette. I have weed. I just smoke a regular bowl. It's in the other room.
Oh, you're old school.
Is that old school to smoke a bowl?
I think it is.
Do you want some?
But I mean, I like weed. I was never a bowl guy though.
Really? I think they're convenient.
You save weed. It's very efficient use of marijuana.
You save weed doing that?
I think. Well, if you think about it, you like roll like a blunt or a joint, it's like the.
I smoked a bong the other day, like a giant bong, and I was like, I haven't done this since I was like 12 years old. 12 it feels really. I haven't done this since my 5th birthday. I was like, how do I do this? This seems really a lot of work. What's the point of that? Like, is this like the weed culture to smoke a giant bong, or is there actually something efficient about that?
That is a really good fucking question, because I went to the store today to get a charger for my vape because I'm in the new era of weed smoking, and they have all these fucking bongs. Big glass pieces is like glass inside a glass with a fucking mask on top of all kinds of crazy shit. I'm thinking, who even has time? Like, who has time for this shit? Like,
but I remember when I hit the bong, it was like I had to like hold it up and have my friend hold it and like pull out this thing.
Pull the slide out.
I'm just like, the bowl
and then
or
you just
joint
cough your face off. Right? It's like, is this even fun? What's this fun for? You cough your fucking face off. You're like, it's like you're fucking. Eyes are watering, like you're like kind of drooling, and then you're like, I'm fucked up. Hey, that's not. No, you're right. The bowl is better. I like the vape because I feel like I can control my highs better. Like if I want to get higher, I just hit it one more time and I'm good, and then I can like manage it throughout the day.
I don't like getting really high.
No, that's tough.
Did you smoke? You smoked today, right?
Yeah,
I could tell. Not because you're acting like weird, but because your eyes are like a little watery.
Yeah, and I'm squinty-eyed person in general.
Yeah,
and then if I get a little toasty, it gets even squinty.
I don't notice squinty, like I haven't, but I definitely see like water. You look so happy right now.
See, look, watch. Okay, let's see if I can just smile.
You have like a happy stone.
When I smile, I get squinty, but then when there's a little bit of marijuana, I get a little. I said marijuana like such a fucking.
I feel like I don't really smile. Like I smile, but not in a squinty way. I don't smile.
You don't smile with your eyes.
No,
you smile with your teeth.
Which is really weird, actually.
Yeah, now everyone listening is in their rearview mirror, looking in their rearview mirror, smiling. They're like, "This is I smile with my eyes. Got that from my old man. We got very squinty eyes when we smile.
That means you're gonna get crow's feet.
Yeah,
you have them?
Yeah, they're already coming in.
I frown. I have these already.
You got that one.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
Of me having it?
Well, I guess the word is wrinkles, but what are you thought? Like, I don't think it's a huge deal. Do you think it's like a big deal?
You don't have this one. You don't have that one at all.
I mean, I'm sure I could work on it. We could talk about this in 15 years.
I don't like. It's not fair. It's kind of like the bald conversation, but I do think wrinkles can look attractive on a man. And I don't think they look attractive on women.
Okay.
I don't like, and maybe that's me being like sexist. I don't know, but when I look in the mirror and I see wrinkles starting to form, it freaks me out.
Really?
And I'm not against Botox. Like I don't. I've gotten it once. I haven't gotten it ever since, but because it's too expensive.
Okay, what the fuck does that feel like?
What does it feel like? I only got it on this thing the one time I got it.
So I take a tiny little needle, right?
Feels like it's it's like I was like more freaked out. I was like, oh my God, it's gonna hurt, and it really doesn't. It happens so fast. They put like 10 really quick like pricks in your head, and in like 4 days your wrinkles are gone, or like whatever part.
And they're gone. They just don't exist anymore.
Okay, so what happens is it freezes the muscle that forms the wrinkle. So it's not that your wrinkle is gone, it's just that it's less obvious.
Okay.
And it really did work on me. Like I still had a wrinkle, but it was because but here's the thing though, but then your face becomes less expressive.
Oh shit.
Because you can't move the thing anymore.
So you have like no control over it.
And you have a daughter, so you need to watch out for this. Women who are like 18 or 19 years old are getting Botox to prevent wrinkles from ever happening.
Fucked up.
So you have to watch out, because when your daughter turns 18 and she's legally allowed to get Botox.
Oh my gosh, that's like getting a tattoo, because you can make a horrible decision when you're 18. Yeah. And you can't smile.
But you can undo Botox. That's the difference.
You can?
It goes away. It's not permanent.
Oh, over time.
Mine went away. Like obviously.
So okay.
It's not permanent.
Okay.
So I got it one time. It lasted about 6 months, and then now my wrinkles back.
So I thought it went in your skin and like expanded and like pushed the wrinkle out. That's not what's going on.
What it does, that would be filler. That's a thing.
That's a different thing.
And it's more expensive. I've never gotten that, but
Jesus, that sounds expensive.
Botox numbs the muscle. There's muscles in your face that allow you to move your face.
Right. And you keep on doing it over time, you get the wrinkles.
If you if you keep squinting your eyes, you get rid of it. So that means if you hated this wrinkle and you wanted to get rid of it, you would have to get Botox, but then you wouldn't be able to smile with your eyes anymore. So there's a price to pay.
I wouldn't trade that.
Yeah.
I like that.
And when I had Botox here, I couldn't really frown as much, but I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing, that I couldn't frown as much.
So you like made more friends and all that shit, and then
like I still looked angry when I was angry, but it was more just like with my eyes and not so much with like, it wasn't like this.
Yeah.
So it wasn't really the worst thing. I don't know if I'll do it again. Maybe I will, but I don't regret the time I did it. I felt like super pretty when I didn't have a wrinkle right here, you know?
I guess you're calling it a wrinkle. I didn't look at it even like, wow, this girl's wrinkly.
So you're saying you don't mind wrinkles on women? Maybe this will change my mind.
No, I think it's like, it's life, you know. That's what it is. You lived and you fucking, that's what happened in your life, you know what I mean?
That's true. It's like, that's what I was like dating a guy in the past that told me that. He's like, yeah, but if you get that, you're hiding the story of who you are.
Okay. Was he must have been a musician.
No, he was a filmmaker though.
Okay, the story of who you are.
That makes sense. Like he's thinking.
I wasn't thinking that. I was just thinking like you were just living life. He said the story of who you are.
He's like the story of how you became the woman you are today.
But so I do agree with him. Whatever. You
kind of said that, but in a different way.
Not very artsy. If you're listening, bro, I think you did a good job with that line.
Well, we're not together anymore. But.
I'm sure he listens.
He probably does, actually.
Yeah.
He probably does listen.
Yeah. He's got to stalk you somehow.
Do you stalk your ex? I mean, maybe we shouldn't talk about this.
Have I stalked? I haven't stalked an ex in a while. I used to stalk exes.
Yeah.
But only to see if they did better. That was the only reason why. Like I was
like as a competitive.
Yeah, that's all it was. I'm like, wait, is this guy? He doesn't have a nice car. His car's a piece of shit too. What the fuck? You know what I mean? Like. That's all. It wasn't like I miss you.
No, I don't always do because I miss them. But sometimes I'm like, oh, I wonder what they did with their lives. Like it's out of curiosity. Yeah, you know.
It's not like I want to go find you and do things
Make
to
love
you.
To you. You just want to see if the next guy's got a bigger dick.
That's all I want. Yeah, if the guy would post dick pics on his Instagram, then that would be very simple for me.
It's funny. Know? Like I feel like people are. I'm so happy you just said that out loud because I feel like people are often ashamed of jealousy and they kind of hide it. And I think it's such a normal part of the human experience. Like we all experience jealousy and competition in some form. You know what I mean? And I think it's important just to acknowledge it.
Yeah. It's so crazy that you brought that up because me and my dad were talking the other day and we were talking about jealousy and envy and like what's really the difference.
What is the difference to you?
I think jealousy comes from like kind of like a hateful place, and a jealous person will try to take from someone who's done, you know, whether it's shoot it down or whatever, steal something. Or I think envy, you kind of just like want to do what you see someone else do. I think,
that's so funny. It's funny you say that. I think the root feeling starts in the same place. Like you get this like rush of adrenaline in your stomach, like, ooh, what is that? But I think what defines how you what defines what it is how you react to that.
Yeah, your energy. Yeah, it manifests itself in you, and then you determine which way it goes.
Yeah,
because you could be like, I'm envious of LeBron James, so I'm gonna do what I'm gonna go work hard every day. I'm gonna eat great food, and I'm gonna make sure I'm 6'9". And I'm gonna do all the right things so I can be a great basketball player. Or you could be jealous of LeBron James and like talk shit about him, try to like.
But that's someone who's not willing to change. That's someone who's or they're just hateful and they in general. I'm not really sure, but I don't know. Like, I think jealousy, it must exist for a biological reason. Like, it must have a survival mechanism behind it. Like,
dude, what the fuck? Is
this the same conversation?
This is exactly what are you following us? Like, did you talk to Siri?
No, I don't know. I think we're locked in now. The conversation we're sinking in.
We're synced up, yeah. No, but he said the same thing. He's like, what's the biological purpose of it? Like, why do we need it?
I don't know this for a fact, but my guess would be survival. But I don't know. It must be deeper than that. I feel like I wish we had somebody who can look this up online, but I feel like jealousy must exist for some sort of biological reason. Oh, okay, maybe it's competition for procreation.
That would make sense.
Like, you want your seed, like, so when. But
like, is the horse, like, is the zebra jealous of the other zebra who gets the? And what does he do about it? Does he like?
No, but yeah, I do think they do fight. Competition does happen in the. But
is that because of jealousy, or just because, like, hey, if you want to bang all these zebras, you got to fight.
You're right. You're right.
Like, what's
jealousy is different in humans than it is in animals. Because I think in animals it's like, hey, there's another male. It's not like that male has a PhD. Like, it's not like
exactly. That male, he's got the nice car that I was looking.
But I guess we have like an intellectual. We have a different type of competition to have because we're intellectual beings. You know what I mean? If zebras were intellectual, they'd probably think that too. They'd be like, look at that motherfucker has 10 stripes. I only have 7.
His tail is like perfect. Look how long his tail is.
But I think for them, it's just cut and dry. It's like, that one's bigger than me.
Yeah.
I'm going to kill it.
It could be. But there are like very intelligent, like an orca is very intelligent, right?
That's
Dolphins
true.
Are very smart. Birds are very smart.
Yeah.
What do they do with their jealousy?
That's such a good question.
Clearly it's a
What'd
thing.
Your dad say?
I forget that part of the conversation. But clearly, we
should call your dad right now and put him on the podcast.
And the 10 Commandments, isn't that one of the commandments? You envy, thou shalt not covet thy neighbors.
Yeah.
Right. So that's like jealousy, right?
Yeah.
So it was a big deal back then.
And I think it became one of the 10 Commandments because it is in us. And it's like, hey, this is in us. And I think that's what's one of the cool things about being human. We do have some ugly, instinctual, animalistic behaviors that we can look at and be like, hey, not this.
Yeah. You got to fight that if you don't want it to be ugly.
Okay, for example, the other day I was with my boyfriend and something made me jealous. And he was like, I was like asking questions, and he's like, you can go through my phone right now if you want. You have nothing to be jealous of. And I was like, no, because that's a bad way to react to that. Yeah. Because if I look through his phone, it's like, it's not going to help me. That's just like following the jealousy more.
That's like opening the door to more jealousy.
More jealous
behavior.
So I had an option. He was like, here, look through my phone. And it's like, I'm sure I would have looked through it and found nothing, but then that would give me that would like feed it and make it think it's okay.
Or you may do it regularly. Or then you're going to do it when he's in the shower. So I had a choice.
I was like, I've been with other guys before. I've been down this path before. I'm not following that path. Like,
that's strong. That's powerful.
I think that's what's beautiful about being human is that we have these ugly behaviors that we could stop. And my other cat's here. Yeah. We could assess them and
I think you did the right thing by not taking, I would say, the bait, but I don't really think I don't think he was tricking you, but because it would end up being worse and worse and worse. And you may find yourself in a really toxic scenario.
That's not a way to build trust. I don't think, to be like, here, look through my phone. I swear, no, trust should happen with conversations. You know what I mean?
Well, I think so let me ask you, did you say, hey, I'm a little jealous about this, or did you just show all the signs of a jealous person?
No, I guess I'll tell the story. So it's kind of funny. So I stayed over his house, and he goes, hey, you left your shirt here. And I looked at the shirt. I'm like, that's not my shirt.
That's
and he was
funny.
like, he was embarrassed. He's like, oh my God. He's like, I swear to God, I don't know whose it is. It's either one of my roommates and I thought it was yours, or it's like my ex-girlfriend's from like a year ago.
Right, yeah.
He's like, but I swear to God, I'm not hiding anything. And I really do believe him. Like he's a trustworthy person. But then he was just like, he was just like, here, you can look through my phone. I swear I have nothing to hide. And I was just like, I thought about it for a second. I'm like, no. I'm like, that's just...
Yeah.
That's gonna start.
I did the same thing.
Really?
When me and my lady, current lady, started dating. I don't know what it was. I was like, "This is yours," or "What do you want me to do?" And she's like, "It's not mine." And I'm like, "Yeah, it is." She's like, "No, it's not." I was like, "Oh, my bad." But he lives with roommates?
Yeah.
So it's just him and like two dudes or four?
There's like dudes, but they have, I think there's a female roommate, but like the dudes have girlfriends.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, and he's had ex-girlfriend. Like,
yeah,
I'm sure I have my...
It could be anything.
Yeah, but it was just funny because it was like, you know, we kind of just started dating. So it was like the first time something like that happened. I mean, it was like the first thing. And I feel proud that I was just like, no, I'm not looking through your phone. Like,
nice.
Let's just build trust based on conversations.
Yeah, I think that's really good.
Yeah, thank you.
I think that people should normalize. Oh gosh, I can't believe I said that. But I think it should become the norm of like just saying how you feel. Like,
yeah, and really not freaking
really makes
out.
me uncomfortable.
Yeah, not like freaking out about it.
Don't
just
freak out.
saying it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, hey, and when you receive that news, you don't freak out either.
Yeah.
You know, listen. So if we were dating, you were saying to me, "Hey, that makes me jealous." Instead of me going like, what you think I would do that? What the? I got to listen and be like, okay, she's jealous. So this is making her jealous.
Yeah.
She's being honest, which is not easy to do. Hey, what's up, buddy? It's not very easy to do.
Yeah.
And then you got to talk that one out and make sure that you're on the same page.
Yeah. No, and trust me, like you said, I did a good job with that. That was the reason I did a good job is because years of mistakes, like years of not doing a good job. And I'm just like, I'm 33 going on 34. This isn't the first time I've experienced this situation. I'm just like, let's not fuck this up again. Like,
no, don't do
let's
that.
do a good job here. You know what I mean?
So you're 34.
I'm going to be 34 in May. Yeah.
Okay. When's your birthday?
May 25th.
My dad's birthday is May 10th.
No way. Me and your dad are like,
you guys are like,
me and your dad are twins.
Yeah,
we had the same conversation. And my dad's birthday is in May too.
Is it really?
When's your birthday?
January.
Okay, so you just had your birthday.
Yeah, I'm 38 now.
You don't seem too excited about that. You're like, yeah, January, fuck.
I forget how old I am all the time.
Yeah,
because I don't really care.
I'm getting to that point too, which I think is like means I'm getting older, where I'm just, people are like, how old are you? And I'm like, when people are like, how old are you? I'm like, I have to stop and think about it sometimes. I'm like, I don't know anymore.
I feel the same way about age as I do the wrinkles. I don't really give a fuck. That's whatever. That's 38, 39, 40, whatever.
I guess you do reach a certain point where it's just like, we're all the same fucking shit at this point.
Whatever, work out, drink your water, you'll be fine. That's all you got to do. But what I was going to ask you is, so in your dating history, are you someone who's dealt with a lot of like toxic relationships? Or are you...
on and off. I had one boyfriend that was a particularly toxic relationship. I wouldn't say necessarily no. I would say every relationship was different.
Okay.
There were totally different chemistries. I had some good relationships. I had some toxic ones. What about you?
I think I swam in toxicity for a while.
Meaning like you were...
Like if it was a pool,
you were
attracted... Like a biohazard sign on it.
You were attracted to toxic women, or it was just I
would be in like these codependent relationships. Or these enabling relationships.
Okay.
Or relationships where I was probably not being the best behaved partner.
Okay.
And talking my way out of it, or manipulating things to not be the blame. Like I was in some really shitty relationships, you know, and that's just because a lot of relationships for me up until a certain point were solely based on physical attraction and good sex.
That's not good. Yeah.
Not good.
I mean,
not good.
But it's also good to have sex, because I was in a relation. I was in the opposite thing. I was in a relationship one time where I didn't have any sex, and that's just as toxic in a way. But it shouldn't be the end all be all. There should be other things there.
There should be other things there. It's important. You should, make sure that physically you're there, but it shouldn't be end all be all. But I was like meeting girls when I was drunk and they were drunk, and then we would like fuck and do all that stuff, and then we like be a couple. And I was like, what are we doing?
Like you didn't really get to know them well.
Yeah, like now here we are, all your shit's in my place or vice versa. And like I don't really like you or you don't really like me.
You didn't take that time to get to know each other before it.
And then I didn't take the time to like stop.
Yeah.
You know, because then it's kind of like, oh, well, I strung her along this far or whatever it may be. And
you're like, I already got this far. Might as well just stick with it.
Yeah, I'll figure it out. There's what better is out there. Who else am I going to find?
Yeah.
That's another thing where you're like, well, who else am I going to find? Now, before I met my current girlfriend, I was very content with being alone. Didn't need people around me. Didn't need, and just once I was independent, I was able to be in a relationship because I was I was more me, I guess. I don't even know what the fuck I'm trying to say on that one, but
it's funny. I hear everybody say that. Like everybody's always like, once you learn how to be alone, then you will then be like find someone that you're okay with. I just talked about this on a previous episode. I did that too because I had a string of relationships that never ended. Like I never really was single for very long.
Yeah.
So then I finally was single for 1 year and I didn't have this like amazing experience with it. I still think I needed to do it like because I had to learn my own shit, but I wasn't happy doing it. I was like, but it still was like a healing thing for me. I had to go through that misery in a way in order to become a better person, and in order to learn from my mistakes and stuff like that. Like I needed to really evaluate, but I didn't have this like I'm one with myself. Like I love being alone experience.
Well, I
was depressed.
You know what? I would actually not. I was probably like you at times.
It was on and off.
Yeah, it was kind of like fuck. I wish someone was around. I wish I had something to do. I wish I could do. I want more. But it made sense once you. I guess like the desperation had left the building.
Yeah.
Now you're not operating from a point of desperation or like I need this. You're like, if it works, cool. Yeah. If it doesn't, I'll just go back to doing the shit that I was doing.
Yeah, but you weren't having sex or anything?
No, I was masturbating a ton.
Wow.
Well, I was also I was having sex. I would play a lot.
See, that's the thing. I wasn't even having sex. Like I wasn't doing anything. Like I was alone.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And to top it off, I think a part of the reason why I couldn't really tolerate it very well was the previous relationship I was in for a long time. I felt very lonely in. Huh. Like it was a long-term relationship that we barely did anything together. Yeah. Like we weren't physical with each other. We didn't talk a lot. So in a way I was alone with him. So like at that point I had been alone for like 4 years and I hadn't been having sex for like 4 years. Yeah. So it's at like, at that point it's like, all right, you have to get to know yourself, but like how many times can I get to know myself? Right. Like
I really know this person very well. Yeah, like now see, so I cheated a little bit because at the time I had 3 pit bulls. I'm a dog guy. I see you're a cat person.
Oh, I like dogs too, but I like animals.
I had my 3 dogs, and that was like my little family. I was like, I'm very happy here. Yeah. I would get out of work, whatever, and I would go home and I would hang out with my dogs, and that was cool.
You can't fuck them.
Well, you're drinking up. No. You are right. You can't fuck your dogs, but you also have online dating, and that's just like, hey, who wants to fuck?
I don't like that either.
What, the online dating or the
fucking the dogs? I don't.
Have you tried it? No.
That's the other thing too. Is like I felt like I was starving for physical affection, but I personally don't like hit it and quit it type things. Yeah. Like I like relationships. So
online dating, that's pretty much
hit and quit it.
I think that's all. Right? Like I know.
I mean, I do know people have gotten married. Yeah, I know people who've gotten married off Tinder, so it's not completely like that, but.
Well, I guess if you're in the right space and you meet someone who's on that same level with you, that's great. I found most of my Tinder and Bumble stuff was like, hey, you're 0.3 miles away and there's a pizza shop. We can go grab some pizza, and if we like each other, we can go do other stuff. And that just ends up being a very physical and shallow thing.
I've never hooked up with somebody from Tinder. I went on 2 online dates in my whole life. One, I hated the first guy and I never talked to him again. The second one, we didn't hook up or anything, but we became friends.
Was it so you like a Plenty of Fish, Match, Tinder, Bumble?
The first one
Hinge,
was like 10 years ago. It was a long time ago, and I think it was
that's probably Match then.
It was Match.
That's probably the only one that was out.
And the guy was very strange.
Yeah.
He like on the first date, he was just like, so what are we? And I'm like, this is I don't even know you. So that, I was just like, this guy's weird. And then when I walked away, he was like, don't do that. He was like begging. He was like, don't do this to me. I've had my heart broken 7 times in the past 2 months. And
wow.
And I actually said to him, I was like, dude, if you've had your heart broken 7 times in the past 2 months, do you think it's you maybe? Like, and actually, I just like, I didn't have any like
Jesus Christ,
self-control.
You're lucky he didn't kill you. Holy
I know.
shit.
I couldn't, like, I was just like, is this guy a fucking moron? And so that was my only experience with online dating. I was like, I'm never doing that again.
Wow.
Never did it again. Then this past year, I talked to people on Tinder, but I didn't actually meet up with anybody. And then sometime last year, I did meet up with somebody in Brooklyn. We didn't like hook up. It wasn't like that. We just kind of met and hung out, and I don't know. I think he just lived too far, and so nothing ever happened. But he was just a cool person, so we just stayed friends. So
your current boyfriend, that was a face-to-face encounter, or mutual friend kind of deal?
Yeah, it was. We actually.
Yeah, your face. You. I don't know if you can see. Your face lit up a little bit when you said that. How cute is that?
Did I smile with my eyes? What did I smile with? Now that was.
I don't remember now. But you lit up a little bit. So wherever, if he's listening, you're doing well because she's smiling.
No, we met. Through a mutual friend. We actually play in the same band together.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So
it's probably like when we first started talking, I was very skeptical to do it because I'm like, this is a bad idea.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work
just
out,
about every band in the world hasn't worked out.
But no, I kind of like took it slow at first, and I was like, let's just be friends at first, and like be careful. But then after time, I was like, we actually get along really well. Like, I actually think this could work. You know.
Okay. Yeah. Now, is there fear? Because you have a creative relationship that involved other people, the band.
Fear.
A fear of like, if this doesn't, and then we got to go write a song or play a song.
I did have fear in the beginning, and that's why I kind of was like, I mean, I don't want to put all our business out there, but in the beginning, I was like a little bit I was rejecting him in the beginning, and I think that was one of the fears. But I think we've gotten to a point where like we both realize like we're mature enough that we could be friends if something
There
happened.
You go.
Yeah.
That's a win.
Yeah.
Not a lot of maturity on Tinder. is that a place for the mature people? Yeah. So when you went on that online date, was that like, because like now if you go on a date, you have like a smartphone, you can like do your location, you text all your girlfriends or guy friends in a group chat, hey, this is where I am with all that. Yeah. When you went on that one, was it like that, or was it like
the match one or the
one where the guy was crying and had his heart broken?
No, I was all alone with this guy, but he was really like small and skinny. I could have probably could have. I mean, he probably still could have beaten me up, but no, I didn't. You're right though. That could have been a bad situation. Yeah. I could have been threatened physically in some way, but
that's fucking scary.
It was fine though, and I just thought he was weird, and like I think I still saw him on the dating apps like recently.
Still trying.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess I was on it too, so I guess I can't say anything. So.
Well, I mean, that's what it is. I hope wherever he's at, I hope he found what he's looking for. It sounds like he's probably got some issues though if he's dealing with that.
Dude, he needs a lot of self-reflection.
Yeah.
I think I don't know what his deal was. He wasn't like bad. He was just like, he had this desperate vibe.
He was very needy. He like needed you.
I have a hot take about the word needy.
Okay, hit it.
I don't necessarily like the word needy because I think it's normal to have needs. Correct. Like I need love. Like I need that. Like I think needy is the wrong word. I think desperate. I think there's a different kind of neediness where it's like,
I associate the term needy with
desperate.
Yeah.
But like I've been in relationships before where I've been called needy, and I'm like, I'm needy because I need you to do this. Like that's not needy. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
no, I know what you mean. Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
I don't know.
Maybe I'm gonna stop saying the word needy.
No, I'm not. I don't mean to word shame you like from using the word. I'm just like thinking of past relationships where I'm just like needy. Like, how have I ever been needy? Because I had a need that you didn't meet. Like, it was more that. You know?
I think. That's is gaslighting the term? Is that the word I'm looking for? Like if someone's like, "Oh, you're just too needy," I think you told him you needed something
and he couldn't provide.
Instead of doing that, answering the call, whatever it may be, he decided to say that you have a problem. I was seeing.
Exactly. Like I was seeing a guy once that he was doing a good job in the beginning, and then he kind of got lazy, and then he kept coming over like 10 o'clock at night for sex, and then I got to a point where I was like, "Listen, I need us to like." have dinner first, and so that I don't feel like I'm just being used for sex.
He's like, what the fuck?
He's like, you're so needy. And I'm just like no, like
yo,
I have a need.
Guys are fucked. Guys are fucked up. Like guys do some fucked up shit. Yeah. How dare how dare you? But like seriously, like how could you be like, oh, you're way too needy? Like
that's what he said.
I'm here. I smell like gin. Like what's fuck? Like what's the fucking problem? Like what you need? What do you want me to shower before I come over? Like what the fuck?
Like I have needs. I need you to do these things. Now the type of needy you're talking about would be like that guy.
Yeah.
Just, and it's just like I don't even know what that is. That's just beyond what I understand.
Yeah. He's got his own thing going, and I hope wherever he is, he's figuring it out. But yeah, that needy thing. That's an interesting one. Yeah.
My hot take of the day. Do you have any hot takes?
Hot takes? Fuck.
Like, is there anything that like people say that ticks you off that you're like, I hate when people say this, or not even a hot take? It could just be a pet peeve. You
want to know what really is irking the shit out of me right now?
What's that?
I don't like knowing and hearing about political differences and like disliking someone based on something that their school of thought. That drives me nuts. And like probably social media is not helping me at all. Yeah. But like, thinking someone is less than you or not because they believe something differently than you.
Yeah. Did you hear about the Joe Rogan controversy?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
Okay. Do I think Joe Rogan is a racist person? No. Do I think he said some fucked up racist shit? Yes. Do I think the motivation of unearthing that was to bury him? Absolutely.
Yeah.
What do I think should happen with it? Guy fucking apologized. Keep it moving. But he knows better. But he also knows better. Like he knows some of the shit he said was fucked up.
I literally just did that was last week's podcast. Mm-hmm. I did a podcast about it. So prior to that, I was I still am a huge, but I was a huge Joe Rogan fan. So I was really sad when that came out. First of all, I was upset about what he said. I wasn't like, oh, it's great what he said.
No,
I was like, oh my God, I can't believe he said that. I've never heard him say this before. But because I never heard him say those things before, I was willing to move past it and forgive him because I'm like, that's not the person I've been listening to. No. You can't dig up information from 10 years ago and hold people accountable for that long.
I think that's a little crazy.
Yeah.
But the other thing I think is everybody has said and or done some things, not just one thing, some things that if other people found out, it may alter people's opinion of them.
Yeah.
He and other celebrities, they just happen to do it at the wrong times.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But there's plenty of people out there who have said and done fucked up shit, and if we knew about it, we could easily judge them and write them off.
Isn't it strangely convenient that they leaked that video at just the right time when the Spotify Neil Young thing happened? That's what makes me suspicious. It's like these podcasts have been up for 10 years apparently. Why are you suddenly upset now?
I've seen those clips before. That's so weird. I've seen them before. Like, I know a lot. The clips I saw, and this was before all this. He was saying nigger, but he was saying it. It was just like a snippet.
Just so you know, he can say that.
I can totally say that.
I don't know if you could tell.
I'm gonna say like 6 more times. So just hang on in there. Yeah. And you probably can't tell by my voice that I can say that because my voice is that. Sorry, we're all as well. You probably could have bleeped that out. You're gonna get canceled.
No, but you can.
Yeah, I can say it all day. But when I saw it, he was saying it, but it would just be like him saying it, and then it would be another clip of him saying it, and then be another clip of him saying it. So the context wasn't parallel in that clip.
Yeah.
Then I think there was one he said something about.
I didn't like that one.
The one about being
apes,
mixed. The apes. There was the Planet of the Apes.
That's the one that I didn't like. I didn't like the apes one.
And then I didn't hear the one, but I read it. So even reading it, you don't get all the context. Where he said something about, if you're mixed, you're like a dangerous person because you have the body or the athleticism of a black person, but the brain of a white person.
Oh, that's fucked up. Yeah.
If that is indeed true,
I've never heard him say that. Or
that's a fucked up statement.
Yeah.
If whoever's listening, there's a big if because I read it. I don't know how true it is, but if he said that,
but here's the thing: I've never seen video footage of that.
Okay, so maybe he didn't. I read. I don't know where I read that quote. If he said that, that's a fucked up thing, and he knows better. And the thing is, he's a smart guy. That's one of the reasons why we all like him.
Yeah.
Because he's a smart guy. Yeah. And he operates in the field of logic. He's very logical.
I will say this, and I said this on the last podcast. When I did see the clip of him telling the ape story, I never saw clips of him saying that story. I highly doubt that's real, because I feel like if it was real, there would be video.
That would be the first one.
Yeah,
that'd be like the biggest
that
one.
Shit's racist.
That's
like,
some crazy. That's
But he did make a stupid like joke comparing black people to apes. In that video, he's not only he looked different, but he was acting like his whole attitude wasn't the Joe Rogan we know and love today.
He was like bro Rogan.
He was very bro-y.
Yeah.
He was very egotistical.
Yeah.
He was trying to show off. He was trying to like appease
kind of thing.
Very much.
And he wasn't who he is today. So he was almost like
me,
being like a WWE heel or something.
Yeah, but that's even more the reason to follow him now, because when you can see someone go from that to that, that means they can keep doing that.
Well, I think canceling all that stuff. I have mixed feelings about all that stuff.
Yeah.
I think everybody in the world should just pay attention to how they treat someone when they're down or when shit like this comes up, because none of us are immune to this feeling.
Yeah.
Shit's gonna, whether it's your grandma calling you out for saying something about your sister or your dad or your fucking best friend or a text message from years ago, we just be careful. That would be my thing. Just be careful, because at some point it could very easily be you.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if someone went through your phone from the day you had a cell phone to now and could read every text message and see every emoji and everything you like, there wouldn't be something in there that you'd be like, whoa, fuck, I hope no one sees that.
Or like, have you never said a racist joke in your life? Or have you never said something weird about somebody else? Like, you know what I mean?
I mean, probably 98% of the world has said something racist or thought something racist at some point.
Dude, my grandma. I feel like they get a pass. Like, if you're above 90, you just
we don't even give a fuck with
you're gonna die soon.
We don't even care.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, people have done that, so I think that you just gotta, and the guy fucking apologized.
Yeah,
I actually didn't see his apology. So
you didn't see the apology, but no, it seemed very hard. Yeah, it really seemed heartfelt to me.
A lot of the things he said. My girlfriend is not a Rogan fan.
Oh, does she?
A lot of the things that he says, he seems pretty heartfelt about.
Yeah.
When he's talking about things that he's passionate about.
Yeah.
And here's I think the most important thing is this will blow over and we'll all forget about it as soon as our attention gets focused somewhere else.
That's a good point, because this isn't the first time things have come up about him, but this is the first time it's been this serious that the White House was involved.
Well, dude,
holy shit.
I think I saw something somewhere where he has more viewers than every fucking news outlet in the world.
Well, then you wonder why the White House is involved now.
Yeah. So, now here's the other thing I think, and I was telling my dad this. It's all about my dad. They could have just, because I guess he was saying things about COVID.
Yeah.
And they were deeming it misinformation.
Yeah.
You know how you avoid that?
Yeah.
You have an open dialogue where all the scientists can get together, share their notes, share their facts, use data, and we can hear what the fuck they're saying.
But here's the crazy thing. The guy, the thing they're talking about with the misinformation, the guy that Joe Rogan interviewed who had a negative stance on COVID was a doctor. He was a physician. And he was a very highly qualified physician.
Right. And so what I'm saying is, sorry to cut you off, I apologize.
No, it's okay. It was probably me.
But what I'm saying is, from the beginning of COVID to now, I have yet to see a room full of physicians and public health officials have that conversation about all their findings and really attack and dissect and come to a conclusion. I've seen plenty of politicians. Yeah. I've seen plenty of talk show hosts. Yeah. I've seen plenty of news anchors. Yeah. But I have yet to see the academic world.
You're right. It's like we're hearing it all from. We're not hearing it from doctors. We're hearing it from the news who are passing on the information from the CDC or whatever.
So I still don't understand, and I'm not a COVID denier or COVID thing. That's not what we're talking about. Yeah. I just don't understand that in these times, why isn't the people from Princeton in the same room with the people from Harvard, in the same room from the people from Oxford, And then there's a camera in there, and the guy can go, okay, well, my research shows that of all the COVID deaths, there's been XYZ comorbidities. What is your show? Well, mine shows that people who live in this part of town where the pH of the water is this, because that's what science does.
And if there was a highly qualified physician or scientist who had a negative perspective on COVID, why wouldn't you want him in the same room and they all meet somewhere in the middle? Like, you know what I mean?
They talk about, or we can decide how we feel based on the information, but we don't get that. We get the news and we get the politicians.
Yeah.
And then we have to try to kind of figure it out. And this is where the divisiveness that drives me nuts is. Right now in America, you're either team red or team blue, team liberal or team conservative.
Now you and I are synced up because that was literally what my whole last week's podcast was about. I was talking about how it irritated me how much that because I support Joe Rogan, I'm probably assumed to be on the far right, and I'm actually mostly liberal because things have gotten so divided, and I feel like I'm like repeating what everybody says, but it's really true. It's like people are so far to the left or so far to the right that they're actually kind of exactly the same thing at this point. Yeah. Like they're both bigoted.
Just full of anger for someone. Yeah. It's so weird because like religion wise, right? Yeah. I don't know what your religion is, and you don't have to share with me. That's fine. But let's just say I found out your religion, and I was like, "Ooh, I do not fuck with that." It would be like, "Wow, you're an asshole. How are you gonna be like that? It's 2022. You gotta grow." You know what I mean? You could learn from that person. You could. Why do we do that with just about everything? But if someone says I'm a Republican, people go, "Oh, fuck, you're an ass." You know, he's an ass. Yeah. I don't like that person, or I don't support that person, or I won't watch that person on TV. Or some people don't want. Some people have cut off family members. Yeah. Based on their fucking political.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's fucking insane. You know what I mean?
It's crazy.
And I always say, for everything that you believe, there is a mirror image that believes the exact opposite. Yeah. And that person's not a bad person.
I always think of that, like, you know how everybody like thinks, okay, a lot of people hate Donald Trump. Yeah. I don't love Donald Trump. I don't know the guy. I've never hung out with the guy, but based on things I've read or things I've seen about him, he doesn't seem like the most, like, he seems like he might be narcissistic or something. However, I don't believe that everybody who likes Donald Trump is inherently evil. Right. I believe there are people in the world that are evil, but I believe in mostly the good in people. And I think if someone thinks that Donald Trump is a good candidate, from their perspective, they think it's a good reason why.
That's from what the world gave and showed them.
And they could be wrong.
Fits what it is.
They could be wrong, but being hateful towards them isn't the way to show them.
Isn't the answer.
The way.
Well, first of all, I don't even think I don't think people can be like converted. I don't think like if we're opposing political ideologies, I don't think I can say the right things to get you to come to my side. And just like if you were whatever religion you are, and I go, well, you know, Jehovah's, and you know, and then I try to get you to be what religion I am. I don't think that's really happens all that much. Or you know, try to convince someone that Jesus wasn't real. Good luck. Good fucking luck. You know what I mean? Or try to convince them that your God is real and theirs isn't. Good luck. You know what I mean? That doesn't make them a bad person, but it's like I don't know. Yeah, we're just in this world where we kind of just into, I don't know, fucking doing that, which is so weird. And I'm not really a Donald Trump fan. I wasn't a Donald Trump fan before he was a president. Yeah. Just because the shit I've seen, I just didn't. Yeah, I just didn't like the thing.
Guy. And again, it seems hypocritical because before I was like, oh, you know, I was complaining on my last week's episode that people don't even know Joe Rogan. They don't listen to his podcast, but they see a headline about him and hate him. I'm kind of being a hypocrite because I'm doing the same thing about Donald Trump. I'm like, I really don't know too much about the guy, but from the headlines and the news things I've seen, he seems like an asshole. But I will say this, the only difference is that I do feel like you can kind of read his energy. Like he does seem
Donald Trump's energy.
He doesn't seem like a compassionate person.
No, he. You know, I've heard a lot of people say that he's a great person. He's a nice person. All that stuff. I've never met the guy. I don't know. I've seen what I know what I've seen him show the world, like on.
That's
TV
what I'm saying.
Stuff.
It's like I've seen enough footage of him that I'm like seems like he does a lot of dumb things, and he seems like he does a lot of selfish things.
And even before his presidency, he's the kind of dude, like if me and my buddies were hanging out playing golf and he was like, hey, can I join you? I think we'd be like, go ahead, we're good.
It's like not somebody,
it's like not someone I want to, you know. But that's my take. I do not like when people are just like, just polarized. Like a good friend of mine, great friend of mine, is a Republican. And well, I guess I maybe showed my hand, but who the fuck cares? We have very respectful, spirited debates. And I think that's a beautiful thing.
I think that's great.
I learn more about him and what he's experienced and what life has taught him and his time in the military and where he came from and where he is now and all that thing. And you understand, like, it's not about him being an evil person. It's just that is who he is. That is what his world has made him. Yeah. You know, but we have very good conversations. We have conversations that equal growth. Yeah. And if we all did that, it'd probably be a little easier.
Yeah. I actually talked about this with my uncle once, because my uncle's really into history and politics. I was complaining about, like, it's so divided, doesn't make any sense. And his philosophy was that it's splitting like that is how it becomes so divided that it shakes something up and collapses, and then it forces change. I don't know if I agree with it, but that's his philosophy.
I mean, I could see. So he's saying, like, it breaks down, then it builds back up stronger.
Like he said, it's like part of the natural process. It's more of like a sociology. Like if you look at the big picture, it's like there's something else going on there where it's like it is dividing farther and farther apart, but that's because it's like part of the process of like fucking this shit up so it gets back together. I can
see that.
You know, it kind of makes sense.
You know, as far as politics go, I think all of government is failing. Well, it doesn't give a fuck what Democrat, Republican, Independent, Green Party, Blue Party, whatever. It's all failing. Yeah. It's a goddamn mess. Yeah. And we only get two options. Yeah. So you got to pick the cleanest dirty shirt. You know, like, you know, we got that pile of laundry, but
I know you're saying the cleanest dirty shirt.
And you're like, fuck, you're smelling the armpits on them, and you're like, all right, I can wear this one more time. Yeah. We got to pick one of those. And there we are. And then it's like you're either on team good or team bad. Politics
is overwhelming. Like there's, and I was talking about, our conversations are synced right now. I was talking about this earlier. It's like, there's so, you know, like we were just talking about how we don't like, we may not like Donald Trump, but it's like, at the same time, I'd never even met the guy. Like the whole thing is so complicated that it's overwhelming to even take in.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's like you don't really, you know what you've seen. You don't even know. Fuck,
and that's just one aspect. I mean, like the whole.
It's like WWE. Yeah. It's like, oh, here comes Donald Trump. He's like runs out and he starts hitting people with the board but then backstage, and I think this is all of politics. Backstage, they're all friends. Yeah. They're all fucking friends. Yeah. They all got each other's phone numbers. They text each other. They probably get lunch together. And then it's like, all right, time to go to battle. And then they get in front of the cameras and they do all that fucking bullshit.
Like, I bet people in politics don't even know everything that's going on.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's probably only certain people who really, truly know everything that's going on. Yeah. You know?
And they're it's such a, I mean, the people who are in politics for too long. Yeah. For some reason, they're all extremely wealthy.
Interesting.
And their jobs pay like 190 grand, maybe 120 grand, whatever. Yeah. But they're all extremely fucking wealthy. Yeah. And they've had these jobs for a very, very long time. Yeah. And here we go. All we do is we go Democratic for 4 years or maybe 8 years, and then we go Republican for 8 years. Yeah. And we're just kind of treading water here. Yeah. You know. Meanwhile, they're all just fucking rich. Yeah. They're all just fucking rich. And we've found to start to fucking hate each other. Yeah. That's like, wow, what the, like, who's being tricked? It's all the joke's on us. Yeah. You know, the joke, this fucking, and why the fuck can't we figure out this voting shit? Why can't we figure out how to fucking vote?
Yeah, that we can't do like virtual voting or anything like that. Yeah.
Do you think it has anything to do with the fact that we keep on picking old motherfuckers to run this shit?
Yeah, I do have to say this. I am a little put off that Biden, like, he's like 80. How old is he?
Yeah, dude. I mean, fuck. Like, I thought it was going to be a little better.
I don't mean to be ageist. I'm sorry, but that's old. Like, that's a little bit old to be taking on such a...
Look in the room. When you see that shit going, look in the room. They're all old. I guess AOC is a young one, and her counterpart, the other one, who is she from Colorado, carries a gun around, and
I think so. I don't know.
I don't even know. Is that Marjorie Taylor or something?
I don't know.
I think she's a young one. Maybe Jeffries is kind of a young person, but like, you're all old. a bunch of 19-year-olds would be like, here's how we're going to vote now. We're going to use these smart devices. It's going to and it would have been done.
Yeah.
We're still talking about voting.
I feel like at a certain age, they checked like to see if you're eligible to drive a car. So why are they putting people like that in? I think responsible for the country.
I think that the country is, the way our system is set up, the retirement age is, I think, 65.
Okay.
Or maybe even if the retirement age is 65 and that's how we're going to accept it.
Yeah.
Then the political age is 65.
It makes sense.
You need to be retired. I want to be the president. You can't. You need to be retired.
Yeah.
And the only problem is these fucked up politicians would just make the retirement age 85 or some shit.
Yeah.
And then we'd all be working way too hard, way too long. But it's. I think it's so bad that we just are so at each other's necks about this shit, and it's like, not for me.
Yeah.
That's my hot. That's where we went. That's where we went with hot takes. I just took it there.
Anyhow, so we are a little over time. Wow, we went. I was like, we're gonna keep it 45 minutes to an hour.
Geez, an hour and 15.
No, that's great though. Yeah. I had a great conversation. So we're gonna finish up now, so we can get this guy home, at a reasonable hour because he lives all the way in Philadelphia. Before we leave, if you want to tell them where they could follow you and if they want to see you perform and that type of stuff.
My Instagram is Big AD Comedy. Big AD Comedy.
I'll leave a link to his Instagram below. He's absolutely phenomenal comedian. I've done a show with him and he had me cracking up. He doesn't do just in Philly. He does New Jersey. He does New York. So if you're from that area, you can find him. Anyway, this is the Pranzata podcast, episode number 48. We had some interesting conversations today, so don't forget to chime in the conversation comment section below. Don't forget to hit subscribe. Don't forget to hit like. And we'll be back next week with another guest. Have a good night. Bye.
Peace.